I'm working on my daughter-in-law's 96 Honda Civic, and the speedometer, when you turn the key on, just with the key on, engine off, the speedometer reads about 18 miles an hour. And when you drive it, it just stays at 18. Once in a while, when you get up to maybe 50 miles an hour, it might start working, but did that intermittently, and then it pretty much quit working altogether and would stay at 18 at any time the key was on. I'll show you how to fix it if you want to save yourself about $150. I'll show you how to get the cluster out of it. Of course, I've got the cluster out right now. Way to get it out is to lower your tilt steering wheel, and then this bezel has to come off first. Of course, I've got everything removed. I'm just showing you. There's two screws right here, one on each side. Of course, that snaps in there. Take those screws out, and then there's a clip on each side right there, which goes into these holes right here on each side. So take your little screwdriver, get up behind that, pop that out on each side, and that bezel that I just showed you will come off. And then the cluster has 4 screws, and let me find where they mount. There's one down here, and same on the other side. And then up here, you'll see them. Look up under here. There's one on each side there. So there's 4 screws that hold the cluster in. So take those screws out, pull it back towards you, and there's 5 connectors to unplug. They're all color coded. These 2 plug into the lower left hand side. This one's kind of up at the very top. So is this one. And then this one here, of course, is you can see it plugs in at the top of the right hand side. So get it out, and then I'll show you how to fix it. Of course, I've got it all apart. I'll show you how to get that apart. Let's see here. I'll kind of show you in reverse. There's the speedo head. It sets down in there. And then there's these 4 screws right there. They're on the back. There's the 2 top ones, there's the 2 bottom ones. Unscrew those, and then the speedometer head will come out of it. Of course, you got to get to it. This bezel here lays just like that. And then this black bezel here lays like that. And then the lens, of course, that's what it looks like when it's all together. To get the lens off, there's tabs all the way around it. You'll see them, just keep looking for them. And they slide into these slots. So what you do is you push down on that tab when it's in that slot. Push down on that on each one, and that snaps off. So take the lens off. Same way for this black piece. There's tabs on it right there. That snaps into that. So push in on that, go around it. You'll see them. There's one there, and so forth. And you need to unplug this light right here, this little light bulb. It quarter turns counterclockwise and pull it out. You might have to take that, see that wire, follow the wire to that bulb there. Take that bulb out, just quarter turn counterclockwise, and give this some slack because it's pretty tight. You can't just quarter turn it and pull it up. You need some slack in the wire. And then once you get all these tabs unsnapped, this pulls off. Pull that off. Like I said, this just lays here. Pull it off. It's hard to do one-handed. And then you take your speedo out like I showed you. Okay, and then when you get the speedo out, this circuit board pulls off of the back of the speedometer head. I don't know if I can do that one-handed or not. Let me lay the phone down for 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. That just pulls straight up. There's those pins on each side are basically what holds it in. Okay, once you get this off, it says IC1. I'm not sure what the name of that. That's probably some kind of a, I don't know what that is. But anyway, you'll see numbers on it. Let me lay this down here. I don't have my, hang on, let me put my other glasses on real quick. Okay, set number 1 there on the left corner of that. And that goes to 12, okay. Doesn't really matter, I'm just showing you that. And then 13 to 24, that's the pin numbers. So turn it back over to the green side. And what I did, and I Googled it, found some information, but I didn't find a good video, so that's why I'm shooting this video. Okay, this is pins 1 through 12, and they mentioned pin 10, which is this one right here. It had a cold solder joint, and I looked and looked at it with a magnifying glass, and it looked okay to me, and it's got this rosin on there too, so it was kind of hard to get to. And then look at all your pins real good, and this one right there looked a little iffy, kind of had a pocket, kind of a hole on the bottom side where it didn't look like the solder was soldered very good. Sorry the camera's so shaky. But anyway, so I melted that, but just melted the solder, let it set back up. And then this one would be pin 11. That looked a little iffy too. Did the same thing there, just soldered, just heated that up and let the solder flow back into itself. This one I kind of had to heat up that rosin and get that rosin kind of scraped off with this little knife here. Worked pretty good. So kind of heat that up, scrape that rosin away so you can solder it. My solder job doesn't look too good, but anyway, I resoldered that one. In the information I found when I Googled it, they said that pin 10 there, which was this one. Just that one right there. That was the problem, and it looked okay. Like I said, it had a lot of rosin on it, so it was kind of hard to see it very good. But anyway, I resoldered those 3 pins I just showed you, and I partially put it back together and drove it, and that fixed it. And I can't really believe it, but it did. It fixed it. So anyway, here's my little soldering gun. You need one with a real small tip on it, and now I used a little bit of solder, some real fine solder, and solder those, and it did fix it. So anyway, it's not that hard to do. You need a Phillips screwdriver and those few tools I showed you, and just be patient with it. Be careful with it when you're disassembling everything, and of course be careful handling the instrument cluster too. And hope that fixes your car. Thanks for watching.